What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 45 of Freezer to Fallout. Our adventures through the post-apocalyptic Boston wasteland, and apparently during the intro we're getting attacked. So, we had to take a week off due to some software issues, but in the meantime I did manage to set us up with a few more trade routes. That should, in theory, help us out. We got a couple of Rust Devils here. I'll get to the explanation in just a moment. Once we deal with these Rust Devils, who are apparently attacking one of our settlements. Now that's one way to take care of a Rust Devil, and that's also a way to take care of a Rust Devil. I saw a bunch of lasers and stuff going off earlier. Apparently we still got some robots to deal with. Still really liking this plasma rifle. Only help us out a fair bit. We don't need the gear off these guys so much, but anyway. So what we were trying to do is set up a bunch of settlements so that we could actually go through and deal with the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, in the off-camera time, I did manage to send Jezebel up to be our trader for here, if you remember her bright pink armor. So she's now being our courier to the Red Rocket truck stop, kind of building from the north down, which not exactly a great plan, but not a terrible one either. And we built another automatron that I didn't remember to name. I actually forgot to name Jezebel, but it was sent to the Abernathy farm just south of us here. So we're going to gather up a few bits and pieces, and hopefully with any luck we'll be able to set up both of these places to not only have artillery, but to be good places for our people to come and live. And we are slightly hurt. So let's go into our menu. Structures, and yes, we'll use wood, because we have lots of wood. And we'll do some stairs. Now the trick is to try and get this so that we can get on top of the Red Rocket truck stop. Again, I don't use any clipping mods or anything like that. I prefer to just use the baseline game. Now, the reason we're trying to get up on the roof of this place, if we can even find a place to actually set this up, is that's where we want to set up our chief pieces of equipment. Might be a bit of a stretch to get up here, but we managed it. So why up here? Well, it's defended from raiders. They can't really shoot it, and we can set up some turrets for defense on top, and it'll allow us to set up some makeshift stuff up here that'll help out. So if we go back into our construction menu, and we go all the way down and we go to our power, we're going to set up a small generator because we are still sort of limited on supplies. I don't want to go too extravagant. So we'll build up a small generator, and it's in miscellaneous, not in lights, and we will set up a recruitment beacon. Connect A to B, and we are all set there. So it may be a little bit of a pain to get up here later, but that's the whole point. So if we go over to our defenses now, go to our turrets, we can set up a couple of really good turrets up on the lip. Now again, I don't use the snapping tools at all. Setting a couple of them up like that, even though they overhang a little bit, it's kind of goofy, but it's a great place to set up your defenses. Probably could have set the ladder up over here, but too late to deal with that now. So what are the other things that we need? Well, we have no water, no food, and no people here. So let's go in and scrap a few things in here so that we can actually have some room. And it looks like we've already got a person coming in. But, of course, with this set up to be part of our supply network, we do have access to all our resources that are stored throughout all the other places that are connected. Now before you destroy this place, remember there are things on that terminal if you haven't read them yet, so go ahead and look at them. But let's go over to furniture, to beds, and of course I'm a big fan of these ones that kind of look like they're straight out of a military base, considering we're ex-military and we're kind of setting up a military style militia. Probably a lot of clicking as I try to get these things in the right place. We'll set up a few beds at least. Make life a little bit better for the people that are coming. So we actually have 2 people already invested in becoming part of this settlement. So that's great. Now it's just a matter of making sure they have everything they need. Alright, so 4 beds, good start. Don't really need to go much more intense than that. So the next thing that we got to do is get some water and get some food. This really sucks if you're dealing without those things. We're going to leave the power armor station there just for giggles, I guess. It is a lot of clicking, and it's a good thing that I have a full-size keyboard because I'm just using my mouse hand really close to the keyboard to actually do a lot of the enters that we need to do for this. It can take a long while to get through all of the stuff you need to do. Just going to point that out there. However, if we want to keep our power safe, and since we're just using the one up top for, you know, just the recruitment beacon, but we're going to need more water than we can possibly get out of just the tiny little thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually set up a power generator in this room here. Which means we need to go back over to the power, to the generators. We can actually produce a large generator. But first, I think we're going to have to move the power armor station. Right there should be good. If we go into the gens, and right there. Now, it's really hard to do anything with power while it's in there. So what we're going to do is set up a little power connector switch out here. I guess we might have to drop the size of the generator down. It's too big. Which is fine by me. We now have 1 in storage. So we'll go with smaller guy that we can actually reach the thing on. It only produces 5, but now we have a second generator for anywhere where we need to go. And it should reach right out to this. And set up properly, we can now bring it out to other places. We do have someone who's kind of getting close to us. So we'll deal with them in a second because they'll be perfect to come onto our newly planted cornfields. So we will command you to be a farmer. And that'll give us 3 food total for right now. We only have 2 people, so that works out just fine. If we go into our water resources, this pump requires 4 power, but it will give us a boatload of water. So if we set it up there, right next to the connector, there we go. We now have 10 water, 3 food. It's looking pretty decent. So we have a bunch of corn. So the next thing coming out, and a lot of you probably saw this coming, mute fruits. And if we take this nice gentleman over here, assign him to that, bingo bada bango, we have mute fruits being made. Not a bad little start to a little colony. It's actually pretty easy to defend the Red Rocket truck stops, all things considered. But just to give us a little bit of an advantage out here, we do have 16 defense, which is great. But we're going to drop another big turret out here next to our farmlands. And 1 more facing this direction up on this hill. So that covers pretty much everything that's important right now, including the power generator. We'll save the big one for when we go over to Abernathy Farm, which is going to be our next stop. Oops. Make sure you highlight what you are trying to scrap before you hit enter. That generally helps. I'm going to get rid of these for now. We don't really need that sort of stuff here. We can leave these barricades They kind of help out when you're trying to defend from certain angles, but telephone boosts we don't need. Alright, so that pretty much settles it. We've got 2 people, a few beds, all that sort of stuff, and they're both working on food. One thing we are going to do right now, though, so that when we get another person in here later, is we're going to grab a scrapper's workbench. And we might as well toss this into this room, right next to the big workbench. Doesn't have to be perfect. So when we get another person here, we can get them on the scavenging station, and that'll give us more to work with. Now, Abernathy Farm isn't too far away from here, so we can probably just run. In the off-camera time, there was a mission that we, quote, failed to do, end quote, which was defend Abernathy Farm. But it was not a high priority. Between fighting with my recording software and trying to get everything sorted out, didn't exactly help. And Abernathy is right there. If we have to repair a few things, so be it. I'm not too stressed. They already have a ton of food. But I'm not sure what else they have. Apparently we weren't in the zone to actually start. Oh, I'm hearing gunshots. That's got to be the young daughter's resting place. Did we actually favorite that plasma gun? It does not look like we did. So we'll actually favorite it as number 3. I did drop off Kellogg's pistol because, well, we weren't using the pistol that much, and it was just extra weight that we didn't need. And there's a couple of Rust Devils taken out of the picture. Wasn't exactly the greatest fight in the world. I was hoping for more, but those robots didn't hurt. They gave us a bit of technology. And there's a couple more up here. Fusion cells, Assaultron parts, things that we can use to make more of our people later on. And some alcohol, which we will throw into our workshop down here. These guys have been farming forever. They deserve a little bit of a break. So we're going to try and do something similar here. We do have defenses up on the top there. Pretty sure we installed a radio beacon here, though we may not have had the resources. Nice little kitty cat sunbathing. It's awesome. So we may not have had the resources to do it, considering these are just base level turrets. But since it's a nice large open area, we can put that other power generator up here and tie it into other things. Now the one thing we forgot at the Red Rocket truck stop is one thing we're going to have to go back and put in once we get a third person there. That, of course, being a artillery station. Kind of slipped my mind there for a second. We are missing some ceramic. So is there a ceramic bucket down here? Pretty sure there's a plate or something. Dinner plate gave us steel. There's some glass. There we go. There's a vase. So that'll give us the ceramic we need. Again, we're trying to do a lot with very few resources. We haven't really been collecting that many overall. Not in the grand scheme of things, anyway. Place our recruitment beacon right there. And we'll power it up. Alright, so now this place is going to have people flooding in. It's got a fair bit of food, but not a whole lot of water. So let's see. We do not have enough ceramic. That's going to be a running theme, I think. Let's find another vase or something that we can just turn into ceramic for us. There's bound to be something down here that we can use. Steel and copper from that cooking pot. Come on, there's got to be something. Steel and glass. Now you could disassemble all of the interior places in here, but not completely worth it. Some ammo containers. And they'll send their resources over, what we need. There's the ceramic we need. So now, if we do this right, we can hop out here, right near the fields. We'll set it up right there as soon as Blake is out of our way. And if we go back over to our power, and then go to our connectors and switches, we still require more ceramic. So that's going to be a project that we're going to come back to. Obviously, we need to go get some more resources. I think that the artillery pieces require ceramic as well. They might just need concrete. Yeah, they just need concrete. Now, there's not enough beds here all of a sudden because I guess we got a new person. So let's throw a couple more beds into this building. And then we'll get it set up with some artillery, which should help us out. Doesn't hurt to have some. I would go through and make this all nice and neat and prim and proper and all that sort of stuff, but we're doing this so that we can actually take on the Brotherhood of Steel. This is a military outpost, and I pity the poor guy or girl who has to sleep next to the power generator. While we're up here, though, this looks like a good place to set up some artillery. If we can find a place that it'll fit nice. Might have to put it on the ground, but you know what? Right at the top of the stairs, right there, will work. So let's find our new recruit and assign him to the artillery. I think that's her right there. And up we go. It's a lot of running back and forth when you're setting up your settlements. Now, as you guys can tell, I'm doing this a lot less involved, shall we say, than we did the Starlight Drive-In. Starlight Drive-In is going to be our example of a settlement done right. This is going to be settlement very, very quickly. So they have tons of food. As soon as we collect some more ceramic, they'll have tons of water. Let's run back over to the Red Rocket truck stop and throw another set of artillery down. Probably reassign one of those two people that's on food, because there's only two of them. There might be more. Never know. It's been a little bit since we were there. And that wild mongrel went flying off into nowhere. That's more stuff that we can throw into our workshops. But if we run back over to the Red Rocket truck stop and get ourselves a nice little piece of artillery up there, this entire northern area has artillery. Eventually, Preston will want to talk to us about it all, and that will give us the quest to start fighting the Brotherhood of Steel. Essentially, that's why we are building all of this artillery, is literally so that we can pick a fight with one of the most high-end military assets that's left in the Commonwealth. Right there looks perfect. So let's see if we can actually select one of our settlers from up here. Still only two, and they should both be on food detail. You look more worldly than the other guy, so we're going to reassign you over to being a bombardier. That's what I'm going to go with. Kind of didn't think it out in advance, but bombardier. Alright, so it just has to be assigned. That's another 2 artillery installations done. And now we need to go resource hunting. So let's take a quick look at our map. And of course you can see our new travel lines and everything. Lots of people at the Starlight now. And the Mechanist Lair, it's all robots and they're all tracing out. Of course, Vault 88 is way down there, starting to build up. We do have a few other places that we can go, and if we look at our data, talk to Preston for a couple of things. Not really anything else that we can do for that, but we have to go get some resources. Looks like the Corvega assembly plant's open again. It's been long enough, I assume. So where do we want to go? We haven't done a lot of exploration down here just yet. We do have the Murkwater construction site, we could go into Gunner's Plaza, but they have a guy with a nuke launcher, fat man up on top. And then there's the castle. So I think, with the exception of the Mechanist Lair and Vault 88, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places that have artillery. I think we need 9 total. So this could take a while to do. So again, it comes down to where do we want to go. Now we should probably find some ceramic and some aluminum and other good things inside MedTech Research. I don't think we went in there yet. So let's fast travel over there. I'm actually almost positive we haven't been in here yet. Still trying to use up a few plasma rounds. And there's a feral ghoul roamer over there. I should really swap this scope over. Something a little shorter range. Red dot sight would probably be better considering how I've been using this rifle. I never trust any ghouls that are still on the ground. Here's some more plasma cartridges. It doesn't hurt us at all. Alright, let's take a dive into MedTech and see what goodies we can find. I got a feeling this place could be the death of us. We need to especially pick up things that have ceramic in them. So, ashtrays, that sort of stuff. And we're carrying too much, can't run. Now, where did Kate disappear to? Be really nice if she stuck with us, so we're not walking slowly. There's Kate. Security alert. Containment lockdown in effect. Okay, so apparently something bad happened here. Not sure if we've been in here before. It seems familiar. Could be.
Hey.
So let's go over and give her those parts and all the junk we've collected thus far. And while I'm thinking about it, we have a bunch of alcohol on us that, well, she'll no longer drink it. But it's something that we don't need to carry, and we toss those robot repair kits in there too. We have a lot of Nuka Cola too.
I don't like this. Not one bit. I'm here.
Nice.
And there's some 10mm rounds. Security terminal. It's just got the same security alert thing on it. It's good to come into the hospitals and other buildings that are mostly intact if you are playing as the Brotherhood of Steel instead of against them like we are.
This place is filthy.
A ton of these places, especially the ones that are still in relatively good condition, have technical documents, I think is what they're called. They're a source of basically free money.
Something isn't right. We should get out of here.
Kate's getting paranoid. When our psychotic friend is the one that's being the voice of reason, I think we may have crossed the line somewhere. What exactly that line is, and how long ago we crossed it, yeah, I'm not sure.
I think we're the first people to set foot here in quite a while.
That is kind of a disturbing way to die. Alright, let's see what this terminal has to offer us. Oh, we can open airlock doors. Oh, so containment's in effect, so we can't unlock the doors. So we'll have to find a way to get through into there. Well, we definitely haven't been this direction yet. At this point, we have tons of stim packs. I don't want to pick up any potato crisps. They're not exactly the greatest thing in the world to carry around. Guess we didn't need to go back out the door. Some more stim pack and rat X's. I got a feeling we'll be tossing Kate a lot of stuff. And there seems to be ghouls everywhere in here. Managed to snipe a couple, but... And of course now we're carrying too much and can't run. What do we have as far as aid goes that would give us some extra strength? Well, we can drop that mongrel dog meat. We don't really need it. We'll drink a couple of Nuka Colas. Ammo buckets only give you steel, which is weird. You'd think they'd give you ceramic.
Damn. Did someone drive a bulldozer through here? Damn those! Take them down! You're gonna pay!
Getting a little worried here. These ghouls just seem to be coming out of everywhere. An enraging combat knife crits cause them to go into a frenzy. That doesn't hurt. And I know we are overburdened again. Let's grab as much junk in here as we can. Ooh, another Nuka-Cola Quantum. And then we'll toss it all to Kate.
Hey.
I've really got to invest in a few of the strength perks, so we're not doing this as often. It's gotta be as boring for you guys as it is for me to have to do it all the time.
What is it?
But we had to focus on our other skills as we went up. So it kinda is what it is. I mean, it's weird that in survival playthroughs, strength is pretty much one of the most worthless stats in the early game, and it's only moderately okay in the later game.
It's stuck.
I got a feeling there's a ghoul around here. I can hear something.
Come on, you zombies!
And there's another legendary feral ghoul. Do we not have grenade equipped? I thought we did. We do. I got him to mutate. And blew off one of his legs. And he knocked down Kate. Get up. Come on, you're tougher than that, tough Irish gal. Apparently his goo pile ended up on the ground, so we're gonna have to go down there eventually. Let's check.
Password only.
If anyone came through here recently, they haven't left a trace in all this dust.
And there's some more ceramic. And some more stuff that we can just toss over to Kate. Apparently something around here is irradiated too. Could be the glowing corpse that we left down there. And we can't access that computer terminal right now. So we're going to have to figure out how to get through it. Either way, this seems like a good place to pick up a bunch of stuff. There's probably a larger story here that we're not seeing. But... Ooh, microscopes are always good. And again, we're going to be tossing more stuff over to Kate. Definitely going to have to look at investing in the strength tree just a little bit. But our mission out here right now is to specifically...
Oh, sure. Make me carry more of your junk.
It's not my junk, it's our junk. Granted, it is still junk. What did we pick up? Blank out Blamco mac and cheese. I guess once you fall down there, you're supposed to go back down. So we must have missed something through here. Terminal password. Didn't want to run all the way back down. Okay, I was just seeing things. I thought I saw an arm through there. Don't go any crazier than you already are, Dre. Well, that was weird. Kate sounded like she was fighting something, and now she has disappeared slightly. There's a battered clipboard. I'm not seeing anything too major. There is a basketball there, but we don't need any more rubber, I don't think. It's just ceramic that we're limited on. So we must have missed something. Let's go back down here and see if we can find a side room. That's the elevator that doesn't work. We came up through the hole in the floor. This is obviously one of the places that I actually haven't gone through too much, really. At the very least, we found a bunch of good supplies. Oh, here's another coffee cup. And some Wonder Glue. Don't really want any of the old world food. So that's the main foyer. There's gotta be something that we missed. Well, I missed. Because I'm sure you guys are mountains of logic and intelligence and intellectual fortitude and... yeah, you're smarter than I am. Some of you are probably screaming at the monitor like, it's right there, you missed it, because you're an idiot.
Useless.
I don't remember there being anything in here. Didn't travel down that way too much. I'll have to figure out where that key is. Might be something good. Well, there was turrets. Alright, so that just led us back here. I guess that's all we can do for now, because I'm missing something. We failed to defend Hangman's Alley. I'm guessing that it stops the security alert and lets us go into that area. Which is probably where the turrets were. We'll have to come back and make a more in-depth, thorough examination of this place. But for right now, we are on a materials run. So let's head back out into the Commonwealth. A trader walking on a car for some reason.
Excuse me.
I'm always open for business.
Let's see what she has. Could be something good. Man-to-Man, is that Fallout Universe's?
Some kind of military outfit from down south. Seems like they set themselves up in Cambridge. Maybe we'll cross paths again sometime.
Okay. Well, talking about the Brotherhood of Steel. Speaking of, if you are wanting the quests and you're down near here, there's a knight right there that starts a Brotherhood of Steel quest line. And will take you through recovering the Lost Patrol, which feeds into all of the stuff that they do. But for right now, we're going to keep exploring. Normally I would do this, some of this anyway, off camera to kind of make it a little bit more exciting. But sometimes you just want to sit back and relax and chill with friends while you're gaming. Of course, I consider you guys all friends, but I'm weird. So, there's that. Also, I've been stupid busy in this weird thing called the real world. and it's prevented me from getting a lot done as far as Fallout goes. Been doing a lot of stuff for other upcoming projects and everything else too, and sleeping, because sleep is a good thing. Let's find at least one more fight before we're through this. I mean, we're chewing through feral ghouls now. This plasma rifle is pretty epic for that. And there's a couple of stingwings. And if you're playing a more agile-based game, stingwing meat is very important.
I was just getting warmed up.
Now there's apparently a fight going on near us. There's a checkpoint down here for our Minutemen that's under attack. This is normally the point where the geeky side of myself would be screaming at Victorium, but these guys aren't. Brotherhood. Now, Synths are naturally going to resist this plasma rifle. They always have armor on that aids them resisting energy weapons. Still not going to save them. We gotta help our Minutemen comrades out.
Gotta use you to scrape them blood.
Looks like our guys did pretty okay. I mean, we lost one guy whose outfit we're going to take and put on some still living Minutemen. Should really use... Ooh, there's a suit of power armor there that we could take. Would definitely allow us to carry more. And we might as well take it back to Sanctuary, which would probably be a good place anyway. There's a couple of pieces of T60. It's not the greatest armor in the world, but it's far from terrible. And it automatically converts all of my interface over to yellow. That is one mod that I'm seriously considering getting. It's an interface mod for all power armor. I play a lot of the Brotherhood of Steel, and I'm tired of yellow. I like my Thorium blue. However, that's probably a good place to end it for this week. So, one of the rare times you're going to see us set up in power armor. As little power armor as it is. So if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, be part of our community, just hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.